Well, so hello. Today I'd like to take a look at this book, which is all about BMW. One thing you wouldn't want to do is drop it on your foot. I can tell you, because it's really heavy. It's a whopper. I bought this in Spain. I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can. When I lived in Spain, they were kind of changing over from the peseta to the euro. So you can see there, nearly 5,000 pesetas was 30 euros at the time. It's typical. Be costing a lot more than that nowadays. What are you on about, though? What are you talking about, you? Giobonch, he's off. He's gone. He's not having any of it. So, let's get to it. Let's have a look. BMW. Well, you can read it for yourself there. In various different languages, but they are effectively a good make of car, in my opinion. I've had a few of them in my day. I've owned a from 528i, and then more latterly I owned a 328i. So there's my thing when I bought it. I'm hiding my real name, of course, because this might come as a shock, but my name is not Jim Timber. So, let's have a look inside. Oh yeah, if you want to get yourself a copy, there's the information that you'll need. They won't come in this great big hardback format anymore. They're like a softback version. So, there you go. I believe that he's the originator behind BMW, Franz Josef Popp, and yeah, well, I think they started first with aeroplane engines, and then they moved on to cars. And there's a mythology that this sign, the BMW sign, represents a propeller, which I don't believe it does. I believe it's some sort of Bavarian sign from, because BMW apparently stands for the Bayerische Motorenwerkschaft or something like that, or the Motorwerk. And in Eisenach, I think you say that, Eisenach. So hang on a minute. Alright, just gotta move my knees a bit, because I wasn't that lucky with a motorbike some time back in it. My knees are really painful from it, from the accident. So I can't kneel down for long. But there you go, there's the cars. Anyway, let's move on. So I'll cut to the chase, because really and truthfully that was the director, by the look of it, chairman of the board in 1989. So let's get to the cars. Oh wow, look at that. Awesome. Really old. I love stuff like this, I must say. When I lived in Hampshire, there was a museum called the National Motor Museum in Bewley, and not far from where I lived, and I used to be down there all the time, checking out just such rides as this, which I thought were amazing. So where are we? In the 1920s, look. Look at the detail, look at that, that's awesome. Look at that detail on that bonnet, that goat, whatever it is. That thing, Galloping Senator, the Galloping Major. he was a card, wasn't he? So there you go, look at the engine. My goodness, sir. My goodness, madam, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that looks like a bicycle that's been, you know, wow, you wouldn't want to go around the corner really hard on that, would you? So there you go, there's the Wartburg version, 1930s. Get out, you little fly, or get away, you skimming little devil. Look Look at that, he's in the winter by the look of it. I bet you it was quite cold driving those open top cars without heaters and... yeah, I mean, that's pretty much talking the obvious, isn't it, really? So we're going into the 30s now. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful car. Awesome. Amazing even. Just love all the woodwork, the detailing, the chrome. The engines, you know, they just literally don't make them like they used to, do they? Let's carve on a bit. So now look at that. This is definitely 40s by the look of it. Definitely 1940s we're into now. Whoa, absolutely stunning. Stunning vehicle. Just love it. 1939. This one. Wow. Look at the steering wheels and everything. Just amazing. 80 brake horsepower engine of a BMW 328. Well, I've had one of them, but not from that era. Mine was from 1991 or something like that. What are you doing now, innit? What's he up to, this little dog? It's creeping about, innit? It's flicking off the fleas, creeping around with its tail curled, innit? It's ready for off to something. Look at that. Awesome. So let's move on. Let's move swiftly on. Unbelievable. The styling of these cars, just amazing. Whoa, look at this. What's this one? The Super Leggera, the Touring Spider. It's in the BMW Museum in Munich. I bet it is. Wow, what an awesome vehicle. Look at that. Ooh, look at those old pots on there. Triple carb. Awesome. Racing car standards, the cockpit of the Touring looks positively comfortable. I bet it does. I bet it was. Unreal. 6-cylinder. Super. Super duper, mate. Right, let's look at the clock. Look at that clock that they put in there. I don't think I ever had a clock like that ever that was that nice. And that was in a car. So it's cut forward. Look at this thing. Look, that's interesting, isn't it? The Isetta from 1956. Yeah, that's a really funny little economical vehicle that you'd think would belong more to today's society. We would have a thing like that. Ooh, look! I reckon you could roll that though, quite easily. If you went round a corner quite quickly, you'd probably be up on your roof, trying to fish the money out of your pockets. Right, look at this. Love it. Now we're into the 1950s, I think, the 502. Amazing car. Wow. It's almost like a Jaguar looking thing, isn't it? It looks very much like a Jaguar, one of the old Jags from the 50s. You know, that the bank robbers used to drive. God, what was it with the Jag and bank robbers, you know? I suppose they didn't break down, you know, which is why they could use them as a getaway car. Look at that though, awesome. 60s, we're into the 60s now. So that's 1960s. You can hear the Beach Boys playing on that radio, can't you? Or the German equivalent of it, of course, I suppose. Yeah, I love these sort of motors. What, you got you hold of it? Oh no, look at that. Every schoolboy's dream. Well, in my generation anyway. Look at that motor. Lovely jubbly. And the interiors. And the engine, the lump. Let's move on, because otherwise it's going to be too long. So there we are, we're now looking like we're well into the 60s. These cars are just absolutely stunning. 700 LS 1962. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 1965. Wow, that's looking good for 65. So let's move on a bit. So now we're probably getting into more recent models of cars. These are the 1980s versions. Don't like that one. Never like that. Move on. That's interesting. 2,500. This is getting close to the one that I had. I had a 528i. It's a really nice car, actually. Really nice car. These are sports models. Ah, here we go. This is the one I had. I had the 528, and mine was from 1976, I think it was. But it looked like that. Mine was blue. Mine was like a light metallic blue. 6-cylinder car. Used to have a lovely thrum to the engine. And that was pretty much the dashboard, yeah. Although obviously the controls were in English. The head gasket blew in the end, and it would have cost so much to replace. It just wasn't worth it. So look at that, iconic. The BMW M1. An iconic motor. So shifting quickly. 7 Series, the old 70s 7 Series was sweet. Nice cars. My friend's dad had one of them because he was quite wealthy, because he owned a building company, and he had one of those things. 635 CSI. Good heavens above. My dream car when I was a kid, from 1982. And she blows. That was an awesome motor. I must be honest, I'd love to have had one of them. Look at that engine. Jukers, hookers. Yeah. And the interior, I remember gazing. I think I put a grease mark on the window. My nose was there for so long, staring for the window, looking at the interior of this car, which in those days for me was like an awesome experience. And from that really came my car. Where is it? Let's move on, because let's get this video done with, otherwise you'll be snoozing like you could gone for a cruising and a bruising. There we go. This is the one that I had. I didn't have the M3. I had the 328i, but that was the interior. That was the dashboard. And yeah, that was pretty much the engine. Nice car, in actual fact. Very smooth in every way. Mine wasn't convertible, mind you. Mine was the hard top, that one. That was mine, hard top. Mine wasn't in yellow, it was in, what was it called? Something blau. Montreal Blau or something. Montreal Blue in English. Nice motor. Not bad, John. Hello, John. Got a new motor. Ah! Does anybody remember Alexi Sale and his wonderful songs? Probably not. That's probably. So there you go, the McLaren. Look at that. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. And then we get, where do we go with the latest car in this book? Because this is old, of course. Late 90s, really, you're into. Oh, by now there's like the people carrier things, 4x4s that everybody wants these days. The taller you are on the road, the bigger man you are, I guess, or the bigger woman you are, if you're a lady. Who knows why people buy these great big things? I don't know. Well, I know why I don't buy them, because I can't afford them. It's that simple. I ain't got the money for it. But there you go, BMW M5. Superb. Anyway, thanks ever so much for hanging with me on this one and watching. And if you have watched the end, I really appreciate it. Just my review of another sort of running out of ideas to do. I like cars, so there you go, BMW book. cheers. Very best wishes. What are you on about? What are you on about, though? What's happening? Thanks ever so much for watching. Bless you. All the best. Cheers.